I hope this doesn't sound weird, but I'm really well known in this country. I've been in like Coronation Street and Waterloo Road and Lewis, these quite big flagship shows of channels, and so I'm quite a familiar face to people. A lot of people think that they went to school with me. They'll stop me in the street, go, "Oh, have you seen Mrs. Tate?" And it's like, no, because I didn't go to school with you. But I'm very much, I'm quite well known in this country, and to go to we shot the whole thing in Toronto, to go to Canada where people kind of knew me. A few occasional people knew me from Coronation Street because that's quite popular out there. There was no preconceived ideas about who I was. There was no, oh yeah, Angela Griffin, she's from Leeds, she's down to earth, working class. There was none of that, and I found that really freeing. I felt like I could, start again, clean slate, fresh.
Because had you always hankered after a role like this, being someone out?
I've always wanted to be a cop with a gun. I mean, you can look at interviews from me from 15 years ago and they'll be, what's your ideal role? Not in an American accent. And I'll say I want to be a cop with a gun. And so, I've always hankered after that. I love the fact that I've worked abroad. It was my first ever time. But I would like to work here more, really, because, I've got a husband and children, and they coped with that 4 months, but I don't think we can make it into too much of a habit, me disappearing off.
And do you think you wouldn't have got a role like this in the UK? Not obviously with a gun necessarily, but certainly as a cop, being a...
I haven't so far, and I've been doing it for 25 years in this country. So my track record would say no. I've played a DS. Obviously I was in Lewis, and I had lovely Kevin Whately and Lawrence Fox, but I was definitely third rung of the ladder. I don't see why I shouldn't be able to play, why I can't play that part here, but so far those offers haven't been on the table. But I'm open. If you want to offer it to me, I'm there. You don't even have to give me a gun. I'll settle for a pen, but I just, you know what.
What was it about Stevie that you really enjoyed playing?
I think what I really enjoyed playing about Stevie was someone who was so close to me in terms of her life. So she's married, she's got 2 kids, she's the breadwinner, she's got this quite high-pressured job. I know acting isn't high-pressured, but it's certainly a job that takes you away from your family, and it's all consuming when you're doing it. But doing all of that with a US accent as well, I felt transformed. And it's not often I get to transform in a role. I'm very much known for being northern, working class, down to earth. And so a lot of my characters even dress the same way as me. Whereas she was like quite shiny and quite well put together. But the accent transformed me from being Angela. And I absolutely felt like I was playing a different character.